Big changes could be in store for Miami University, and some students are not happy with what they're hearing.
That's right. WLWT News 5's Todd Dykes is live in Oxford with more on why certain majors could soon become a thing of the past. Todd?
Yeah, Ashley and Christian, our degree programs and the humanities are falling out of favor with a growing number of young people here at Miami. And because of that, majors with low enrollment could morph into new offerings at some point soon, and that is upsetting to some students. Concerns about money and competition for students may change what the menu of majors looks like at Miami University.
With the cost of colleges today, parents, everyone wants you to be career ready once you graduate.
The desire for students to be career ready could lead to less of a focus on the humanities. During his State of the University address last week, Miami's president said he and his team are reimagining what Miami's course catalog will look like in the future.
We're going to align with student demand, and the provost office is undergoing a review looking at all degree programs now and how they align with the shifting student interest who are seeking more of those professional degree programs.
Degree programs with low enrollment, including subjects like religion and German education, could be consolidated in ways that would change the educational path some students are on.
My minor absolutely would be on the cutting block.
For me specifically, I'm a Latin American Studies minor, so I know they're trying to get rid of that.
D'Anthony Hernandez wants to use what he's learned as an undergrad at Miami to make people's lives better, perhaps foregoing gobs of money in the process.
Some people really are trying to make a change and do stuff for the community and things. And it seems like those are the main courses and things that they're trying to cut, which doesn't make sense.
I talked to students today who are not aware change could be afoot. Those paying attention are clearly on edge.
There is a lot of anger, there is a lot of disappointment and unhappiness surrounding this. The students are viewing it as an attack on the humanities. It's really taking away from the student experience.
Now, I wanted to talk to the provost who's been exploring what changes to the course catalog might look like. She was not available today here on campus because she's actually overseas celebrating a partnership that Miami has with Luxembourg. A decision about what's ahead for the menu of majors here at Miami is expected to come down in December. Reporting live tonight in Oxford, Todd Dykes, WLWT News 5.
Now, Todd, during his address last week, what else did Miami's president say about the changes, or the challenges rather, facing the campus in Oxford?
You know, it's pretty fascinating, actually. We spent a lot of time talking about UC, the University of Cincinnati, and really the growth in enrollment there. The different story elsewhere, and Miami's certainly not immune. One of the biggest issues is the changing attitudes that Americans have in general about the value of a college education. The concept of career readiness, it really has prompted a shift in what students expect from their experience on campus, and university officials are trying to adapt. Ashley?
Todd Dykes reporting live for us. Thanks so much, Todd.